Da-da-dum. Greetings, everybody. It's Roger Maloney. Just getting things set up. Have a special guest that's going to join me in the building. His name is Mr. Jeffrey Hayzlett, and just want to let everybody know. Well, I want to wish everybody happy Friday. I want to send a greetings out to everybody. Hope everybody is safe. Hope your family is safe. Hope all is well. You know what I'm saying? And want to make sure that not only want to make sure that all is well. We want to make sure. Hey, Miss Steph, how you doing? I want to talk about that blackout. The blackout was insane, people. Wasn't that blackout insane? That blackout was insane. Here's the guy.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Sorry, I'm in front of my green screen, but I didn't have any other place. I've been doing just hookup after hookup. So,
first of all, man, it's so good for you to join me, ladies and gentlemen. I am here with the one and only Mr. Jeffrey Hayzlett. How you been holding up? How our family is well? Hope all is well.
yeah, I'm not. You were talking about the blackout. I wasn't sure which blackout you were talking about.
Well, Jeff, let me tell you what happened.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, and it's going to tie into business and your story and the C-Suite Network. So in New York City, around 5 a.m., right, I wake up, the whole city is dark, right?
Yeah.
Everything went dark. Chase is right next across the street from me. Everything is dark. All the lights are out. And I'm like, how much more can we take dealing with pandemic, quarantine, all the hot news stories we're seeing, elections, this, that.
Yeah, Trump, everything. Yeah.
It's a lot.
You know what? It's all crazy. It's a test. But you know what? We're resilient. The people, human beings are resilient. Americans are even more resilient. We put up with more shit. You know, by the way, if you're a black American, you put up with more shit than anybody else do. So
it's like Captain America for us, man. We have to have a shield, literally dodging bullets.
You got some superpowers or something. That's
right.
So yeah, I'm stuck out here. I'm in South Dakota, which most people certainly in New York don't know, but South Dakota, we've been practicing physical distancing since 1889. So
because you guys got a lot of space, man. You guys got the space.
Although this weekend is a massive weekend for South Dakota. It's the Sturgis Bike Rally, and so typically we get 700,000 people who come into the state of South Dakota for a major event, which is the bike rally. But this year, there's only 350,000, so we'll make the national news fairly heavily. And the reason we'll make it is because 350,000 bikers will come into the state of South Dakota, and as a result, that'll be the biggest unmasked gathering.
Wow!
Because these are bikers are a very independent crew. You got everything from really rich guys to the Hell's Angels. I mean, truly, you've got everything. Every aspect of humanity is part of that. So I'm suspecting we'll be a big part of it. In July the 4th, we had Trump out here, and of course they had a large gathering at Mount Rushmore, and many people unmasked and so forth. My advice to everybody that's listening right now: wear a mask. Okay, wear a mask. Protect yourself. Protect other people. It's what we should be doing. And I don't care if it's even a freaking common cold. I don't care if it's the flu.
Right.
It's like in New York, as you know, my office is there. When people come in and they start coughing, they're sick, I say, go home.
You gotta go home.
Go home.
Because Jeff, there's no vaccine for the Jeff.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
But even if it was a common cold, we practice the same things. Okay, we need to be doing it. It's a little bit more difficult today. It's a little bit more dangerous, without question. But we're going to make through it. Roger, we're going to make through it because that's what we are. And by the way, we don't have any other alternative. This is what we got to do. Yeah, you got to buck up, Buttercup. That's what it is. Buck up, Buttercup.
I would buy that book if you wrote that. Buck Up Buttercup by Jeffrey Hayzlett. I would buy that book.
I'm thinking about it.
I want to ask you something about the C-Suite Network. It's
Yeah.
tell everybody what the network is all about. How did you come up with the idea to create it? And you tie in the hero aspect of it. And I would love for you to share that information with everybody.
Yeah, so when you think about the C-Suite network, it's like a giant sequoia tree. And if you've ever been in a redwood forest or a big forest with lots of big trees, there's always these massive trees, sequoias, and they have these huge canopies. And underneath this canopy is this lush ecosystem. Well, that's what the C-Suite network is. It's an executive of business executives, VP or higher, of certain size companies who get together and we do things. And so we create more sequoia trees, and we create this lush environment and ecosystem of which, to really thrive and to drive their businesses. And that's what it's about. I got started with the C-Suite Network. I was leading my own television show where I was doing on Bloomberg, where I was hosting my own show there. And as a result, it was called the C-Suite with Jeffrey Hayzlett, in which I took people into the boardrooms of companies where 99% of the people who work at the company never get to go. And as a result of that, we created the C-Suite Network. We had this huge following, and we decided to create a network, a trusted place for C-Suite executives to go. Because I know the value, having been a Fortune 100 officer, having the value of bought and sold hundreds of companies, of what it's like to be with executives like you and others who want to really get together and have frank, open discussions that you can't normally have, unless it's in a trusted environment. And that's what we've done. So we created that. And so as a result of that, we've got lots of organizations or groups that are part of it, subject matter groups, event groups that are based upon their roles or their geography or size. And so we have things like our Hero Club, which is a value-based group for CEOs who really, truly put people above profits. It's a very special group. We just had a meeting about an hour ago. We get together weekly, and it's hundreds of CEOs, and we talk about key values like diversity and inclusion, picking
manufacturing,
sides.
podcasting was excellent.
Everything we talk about everything that's on everybody's plate, and usually it's a way for us to put some executives in a hot seat from time to time. And the hot seat means in a place of trust, and then they get to say, I got this problem, I need this help. And then you've got hundreds of other people who have been through it before, who give you advice and give you not advice, who give you counsel, which is different than advice. Advice is usually from people who've never been there before. Counsel is from people who've done it before.
And it's true.
So that's really what you got.
Being a part of it, I've got connected with some really great people, had some really great conversations. Coach Light and I we're missing at birth somewhere, and it's like, oh, you do that? Oh, you work with young people? Yeah, I work with young people as well.
Yeah.
Rolanda Watts is a great host.
Oh, Rolanda's awesome. She's awesome. I got to call her because she's mad at me because I haven't called her lately, so I got to give her a call. I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna write it down right now.
You've got to call her.
Yeah.
And Jeffrey, tell everybody about the C-Suite TV. That's another extension of the brand that's truly
amazing. Well, so we have C-Suite TV, C-Suite Radio. Radio is our podcast network. They have over 250 podcast shows, and adding a new show about every other day. So it's just awesome to see the number of shows that we got coming on board. We'll be well over 300 shows by the end of this year. And our TV network is a very and there we have insights, we have bestseller TV, we have executive perspectives, we have a host of other shows that are on the network. And so it's like for people like yourself or others who got great opportunity for video, take their video, put the video there, as well as, put it everywhere else. In our video, we stream, so it's through OTT. It's what's called over-the-top television, so it's not your normal TV, although we do take some shows to broadcast as well. We buy in certain cities and national distribution, but for the most part, it's streaming through Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, but we also have distribution agreements on United Television. I just saw the lineup for September of the shows that we've picked, and they picked for release in September because not everything makes it. Like, for instance, there's a great episode with myself and Kevin Harrington.
Wow.
that I have on that particular show, and that's been aired. And so, yeah, it's just a great place to be able to put content, and that's really what this is all about. It's taking content, just like we're doing here. We're creating great content,
Right.
and then we're putting it out in various forms. That's it.
Right. One of the best meetings there's so many, was a gentleman that created Crunch Fitness. I thought what he spoke about in terms of leadership and surviving the COVID-19, navigating it through as a business owner. Explain to people who are on here, like, I have a business and I'm trying to figure out how do I navigate my company through all this crazy changes and turmoil and switches and stuff. What advice would you give someone like that?
Just go. I mean, the biggest piece right now is not waiting. You know, a lot of people during this COVID were kind of like, oh, let's sit back and everybody needs a hug and everything. Got that. But listen, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nurse. I can't even sew a mask. But what I can do is be a business first responder.
Right.
And for most of us in our businesses, that's what we have to be. That's why I say buck up, buttercup. You know, that's what we got. No choice. There's no other choice. I can't quit. You can't quit. We're entrepreneurs. This is what we have to do. So let's get going. So the thing isn't to survive. Bullshit. We got to drive and thrive. During the darkest times, there's great opportunities. During crisis, there's opportunities. Some businesses are going to come out of this and thrive even better. I know many businesses that are actually increasing. I just got up the phone again an hour ago with the Hero Club, and there was 2 or 3 businesses there who said their numbers are up over last year's number, not in the previous month, last year's numbers this same time. That says they're driving and thriving. So the key thing is to, you got to change, adapt, or your business is going to die. So the same thing, we do most of our C-suite network meetings are in person. Right. We get together in person. Well, right. We can't do that now, right? So now we're doing virtual wine tastings. I do a Scotch event on every Sunday night.
That's right.
I like to. I'm getting ready for it already because I love to drink Scotch.
So to let everybody know, you bring your. If you don't have Scotch, you have whatever you have. You could have wine. You could have your favorite drink, and the topics are random. And you just bring.
Yeah, last week was what was your favorite book, or I think that was what last week. It's like a pub. You walk into a pub, and in the corner you got the guy that's been there all day, and then you got the retired guy on the other corner, right. And then you got 2 gay guys here and this gal over here is waiting for a date. And that's what it's like walking into this thing.
I like the guy that has the sports stats, Jeff. I like the guy who you can name me in. He'll tell you the stats of any team. That's the guy that is the real fun of the party.
Well, you got all these guys. We got Babe Winkleman who's there. Babe is had his show on TV for 40 years. And his background is his game room. He's got over 400 or 500 game mounts behind him. It's like every dead animal in the world. It's like going to a giant dead cemetery. and you got authors. We had Kenny Arnoff on the other day. We had Mark Schumann. Kenny Arnoff, the drummer for I don't know, Eddie somebody, I can't remember. He's a drummer.
Van Halen, yeah.
No, Mellencamp, John Cougar Mellencamp.
Oh,
he's a drummer. And then he's been the drummer for a lot of pieces. And then Mark Schulman's the drummer for Pink. He's on. We got NBA pro athletes on. I mean, and then you got cooks. You got a cook from Denny's. I got a guy who's a cook from Denny's. We don't care. We just want people to come and enjoy. And yeah, we call it Scotch Sundays, but you can bring any brown liquor that you want. You can bring bourbon or Irish whiskey or Scotch. Now, if you bring the other stuff, you can bring tequila, you can bring wine, you can even, and by the way, if you're a non-drinker, we respect you. Respect you, right? Now, if you bring wine like a rosé, right, or maybe even tequila, we're gonna make fun of you. Please,
right.
We're gonna make fun of you. Okay?
That's the drink of choice. Everybody's drinking frozen rosés here, Jeff.
But you bring a daiquiri. All right, we might punch you. But, there you go.
A virtual punch. I love it.
It's a lot of fun, and that's what it should be, and that's what life should be about. It's about getting together with good people, doing good business, and then having fun too. So Sunday nights is fun. There is no you better come with thick skin. There are going to be people who hate Trump, people who love Trump, people who got a Trump tattoo on their ass.
Right.
So I mean, you got everything in that room, just like a pub.
Right.
Just like just like your family, for God's sake.
Right.
Yeah, because we all know we got family members. We all got that family member who says, "Hey, pull my finger." Well, they're in their group
right.
too, so
It's over somebody's cousin or your great uncle, and especially after the dinner table, if you mention the topic, you may be able to defend your point. But if you don't defend the point, you get escorted off the table.
Well, and you know,
in love,
just like families, just like life, just like friends. You drink a little too much, we tell you to stop. If you get a little too loud and obnoxious, or you've offended, hey, Jim, apologize. You know, so and by the way, that's the way life should be. That's the way America should be right now, and it's a good example of what you can. This is what I love to say about places or things like that. That's why I love debate. I love healthy discussions, healthy debate. You know, you and I don't have to agree, but what we should do is come to an understanding.
Right.
And if we did that, that's okay. Because you and I are not going to agree on everything. I mean, you might like, I don't know, you might like carrots. I hate carrots. So there, I won't like you because you like carrots, you know?
Right.
And I mean that. I don't like carrots. So so anyway, you know, it's a good way for us to be able to start to show some decorum back in life and show some respect. And the only rule I wrote the rules, is that you must be gentlemen and gentlewomen. And outside of that, that's all there is. There are no other rules.
One of the things that you've been promoting is your book, about being a hero. Tell everybody about the book and where can they purchase it and why you thought it was important to write about it.
Well, thank you so much. Well, we have the Hero Club, and I started looking at all these businesses that were part of it, and we found out that businesses that practice what we call hero principles or values, and values are basically just saying we're going to put people above profits. That we're going to stand for something, whatever that is. Pick whatever it is. And by the way, your values are your values. And if you run a business based on your values, or the values that you believe your community believes in, or that you as a group believe in, what we found out is that you gross more money than your competitor, you net more money, you have happier customers, you have more engaged employees, which is really critical, and then you have vendors who want to do business with you, and you have the community who recognizes that you're one of those key businesses in their community. And so they put you on a pedestal above everybody else. And by the way, they could be all kinds of businesses. Now, and there's all types of, there's do-gooders, there's wannabes, there's good co's, there's ass hat companies, there's operational excellence companies, bottom liners. And so what we do is we show you a way of being able to, on a grid, put where you're at in this area, and then based on that, what is it you have to work on, and where do you have to work? And so we work together on really valuing those values, you know. And so, you know, I wrote about things, 2.5 years ago when the book first came out, about diversity and inclusion,
right?
About the need to stand for something, put a stake in the ground, and whether and I applauded certain businesses, whether you believe in them or not, in terms of their political positions, but they're good businesses. Like, let's take Chick-fil-A.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great business, got good chicken sandwich, and no doubt about it. But, the Truett Cathy, the CEO of that organization, the company, of course, he doesn't believe in gay marriages. Well, he took a position. That's his prerogative. That's what this country says you can do. Right. Now, I'm totally opposite of that view. Like, if you're 2 men, 2 women, I don't care. You love each other. You should get married just like I love my wife and I can get married.
Right.
More power, but he doesn't believe in that. Well, that's his prerogative, but that doesn't get in the way of him doing his business.
And his product is still excellent. The chicken sandwiches are still flying off the shelf.
Yeah, and he takes good care of his people. He puts his people up front. They're happy. They're, and so forth. Starbucks, another good example. Starbucks took a stand. When 2 black men walked into a Philadelphia Starbucks, sat down waiting for a meeting, and the manager came over and said, "You got to leave, buy something or leave." They said, "Well, we're waiting for a meeting. We'll be out soon, or actually we'll buy something when we get ready." "No, you buy now or you got to leave." Right. Well, and then they got arrested. Well, that was bullshit and wrong. And also, and mostly it was wrong because it's against the values of the company, because the values of the company is that Starbucks is not really a coffee company. They are, I mean,
Right.
they sell coffee, but they're really a place for gathering, and that's what they've always said, and that's the core of what they did.
Right.
So I talked about that. You know, I talked about Black Lives Matter. I was talking about Black Lives Matter before most other people were ever thinking about Black
Right.
Lives Matter,
Right.
and about what do we have to do for diversity and inclusion of not just blacks, but all people of color and of women, especially in the boardroom, and of having some side of parity, even close
Right.
to it, which we're not going to get anytime soon, but we're going to push for it for as long as we can. So those are the key things that the book talks about, and it talks about how you need to take care of your community. And our job as leaders isn't just to make money. Okay, that's important. That's how we keep score, but it's to also do the right thing.
Right.
And that's important for people to do. And we've gotten away from that. We got focused on the almighty bottom line.
Yeah.
And as a result, we forgot the things that matter. Like, you know, maybe we do hire people when maybe we should let them go, but we're going to work with them and help them and try to get to a point. Or, you know, like right now, you know, on my company, I didn't get the PPP, but I haven't laid anybody off.
Wow.
Is that hard to do? Oh man, let me tell you how hard that is. It's extremely hard. And you know, I'm pushing it just like everybody else, but that's the right thing to do, right?
Right. Right.
You know?
Right. Jeffrey, thank you so much, man. This has been good. And for a little inside note, Jeffrey allowed me to come to his office in New York, interview him, and from since then, I've been getting interviews left and right. Back in the day, you came, I asked you, I said, I think I met you at the Pivot Conference when the Pivot Conference was really big.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and back in the day. And I came to the office. We did the whole camera crew set up in the shoot. And since that point on, I've been getting interviews left and right. So, you know, and I just saw a Facebook memory that like last week was an anniversary, like a 10-year anniversary when we did that interview with each other. So I always appreciate you, and I thank you for that, my friend.
Well, no, but that's how, you know, I like to do all interviews. Of course, with a face like this, I should be on TV as much as possible. But, you know,
so I got to come to South Dakota, man, and I need to be riding some horses. I need to just, because listen, when this thing's over.
I'm going down to the farm tonight. We've got a farm. I live right up here, outside of Sioux Falls, South Dakota, which is the largest city in South Dakota, about 200,000 people. I live about 9 miles out of town. And we live here on 40 acres on the very first, one of the very first homesteads to ever established in the state of South Dakota.
Nice.
I have a bridge here that's over 100 some years old. That's right on my property. And I live right on the river crossing. And then we're going to go down to the farm, which is about 35 miles south of here, to our family farm. Nice. And we've got an event there tonight, so we're going to go do that, which will be exciting. It's a surprise party. I probably shouldn't have said that. Hopefully they're not watching or listening.
Right. Hopefully nobody was listening.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jeffrey Hayzlett. This is my buddy. This is my mentor. When it gets critical, he invite me to a bar and he said, "Hey, Roger, try some of this scotch. It burns my insides, but it's all right. I have a glass of water," and I sucked it up. Even though I was sweating like crazy,
I missed that place. The last time we went to Scallywags, which is on 9th Avenue and about 37th. I missed that place a great way. The team there, good Irish folks that
we had a great time.
That own and also work in that place. My good friends, and I miss talking about rugby matches. I miss talking about Ireland and all the things. And I miss sitting at the bar at that scraggly little place. And it's one of the few places in New York City where they have a $6 happy hour. Everything that's in the well or the wine is $6,
right,
and then
$6,
burgers and appetizers are $6. It's freaking amazing, and I really truly.
I had the scotch and I had the hot wings, and I had a tall glass of water. I did it. I didn't tell you I was burning, but I held it in. I held it in.
That's one of my favorite places in New York. So those of you in New York, when they're right now, they're still not open, but unfortunately, but they will be soon. So,
Jeffrey, thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Stay safe.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Miss Steph, everybody. Thank you for doing a shout out. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you.
Miss Steph said if I get on a horse, I need to post it immediately. Steph, you know I can't ride horses, but I'm going to fake it till I make it.
Oh, I'll put you on a horse. Yeah, I'll put you on a new one. All my horses have been, somebody, don't be afraid. I won't put you on a horse named Diablo or something like that.
Because
I'll
that's the
put you on
horse
a
I'm
horse
going to
named,
try to jump on.
I'll put you on a horse named like J, K. Could I name all the horses A, B, C, D? That's what I named them after the alphabet.
Oh my God. Jeffrey, thank you, my friend.
All right. Thank you. We'll see everybody. Bye-bye.